Hello. So we're really motoring through this course now, looking at this next aspect of dictionaries. Now, not all programming languages use dictionaries. Some do. I think some scripting languages do. If you're familiar with Python, that uses dictionaries, but not all languages do. So what actually is a dictionary? Well, it's set up in much the same way as an array, but rather than the key just being 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 like it is in an array, in a dictionary you actually set the key and the value. So think of it like a real dictionary. It has a word and then the meaning of that word, the key and the value. So how do you set up a dictionary? Well, it's like so. Again, it's just a variable, like we're setting up an array. In fact, we'd even use the square brackets there too. But this time we need to set the key and the value, so it's going to be something like this. So this is ages, so Michael, and then use a colon, and he's going to be 30 years old. The next one is going to be, I don't know, Peter, and he's going to be a bit younger. He can be 25 years old. And we'll just do one more. Shall we just do James? And he's going to be somewhere in between, so he can be 28. So there you have it. So 30, 25 and 28, they're the values. And Michael, Peter and James, that's the key to the value. So how do you print the dictionary? Well, same way as before, of course. It's just print and then whatever the dictionary is actually called, in this case ages. So if we go down to the bottom here and just print that, you might see it come up with a different order here. And it's not wanting to print. Now it's ready. I don't know what happened then. And then we have Michael 30, James 28 and Peter 25. So in a slightly different order to how it was before. And that's just the way dictionaries work. It's not necessarily in the order you put it in. They're not sort of limited by that because you set in the key as well as the value, so it doesn't need to be. Anyway, if you wanted to print just one of those values, so say you wanted to print what Michael's age was, then it's print, again we're calling of course the name of the variable, ages, and then it's the square brackets because we want to call one of the keys, and the key we want to call is Michael, and then we should see here what is his age. And it might say something like optional down here. And again, my playground's running very slow. You can see at the top here what it's doing, and then we have optional 30. Now the reason for that is, well actually I'll tell you what, we'll get around that by putting an exclamation mark there. I think we've briefly touched on optionals in previous lectures, so I'll come to it, properly explain it in the actual optionals lecture later on in this course, but that's how you get around it there. Now if you wanted to print the total number of values in a dictionary, again it's similar to before, it's print, again we're calling that again that name again, and this time of course it's just dot count, and as we run this we'll stop it and play it again, and you might think you might see 6, but of course there's actually 3, isn't there? 3 keys and 3 values. So there's just 3 entries into that dictionary, although we've got 6 pieces of information there. Now if you wanted to add a value to the dictionary, it's not append like it is with an array, it's just simply like this. So ages, and then you want the square brackets, and let's say you want to now add John's age in, and then we'll set that to, he can be the oldest one, he can be 35. And again, if we down just print ages and then run that again, hopefully now we'll see 4 members of our dictionary. So yeah, now we've got James, Peter, Michael and John. If you want to remove something from the dictionary, this is similar to array. So again, it's ages dot, and it's not just remove, but we're going to remove the certain value because we're actually picking the value here, aren't we? So remove a value, and it's for the key string, so you can just press enter to put that in if you like. And the string value, of course, in fact we'll get rid of James, shall we? I don't know why, don't have anything against James in particular, but that's how you remove it. And let's just check it, so print ages again, And now let's just play this again, and hopefully this time we should see that James is now removed. So it should be Michael, Peter and John. And there it is, there you have it. Now if you wanted to create an empty dictionary, you can do that as well. You have to declare what type it is. So let's say this time it's variable staff ages. And we'll use the same form as before, the name and the age. So this time we would write in here, I want a string because it's the name, and then we want an integer because it's the age, and then we want a couple of curly brackets there on the end. So that now creates an empty dictionary called staff ages. And of course if you wanted to add something into that, as we've just learnt a second ago, this time it's staff ages because it's a new variable, and we'll just set that to, if we just use the square brackets again, and then this time we'll add in, I don't know, should we add in Chris, and we'll set his age. He can be the oldest by far, can't he? He can be 40. And then just to check that, we can print staff ages, and hopefully this time then we've created now a new dictionary, staff ages, and it's just got the one value in it and one key, which is Chris and 40. So that's a very brief introduction there to dictionaries. Now I'm going to set a challenge for you.